Let's start with the prayers. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chadoramarthanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. At the outset, I wish all the listeners a very, very happy 2022. And we all seek the blessings of Lord Krishna on the very first day of the year to make our life peaceful. Lord Krishna in the entire Bhagavad Gita teaches us the human goal as peace of mind. So whatever you may desire in life, one thing which is common to all of us, all around the world, is the peace of mind, which is called as happiness. And a new year is a time when we all make resolutions. And the best resolution, if you ask me, is to continue our spiritual study of Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and the Brahma Sutras. The time we devote to this study, 1.5 to 2 hours every week, is very, very useful in keeping our mind very calm and peaceful. We all have ups and downs in life, but amidst all the commotion and disturbances, there is a way out, and that is the Bhagavad Gita way of life. So let us continue our study today with that goal in mind and see how we can go deeper into our own nature. The 18th chapter is our current topic for study, called as Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. We have finished a bulk of the chapter, 44 verses we have finished. In the last 4 verses, we have seen how performance of our duty leads to purity of mind. And this purity of mind is a stepping stone for jnana yoga. From verses 45 onwards till verse 60, you will find karma yoga, upasana yoga, and jnana yoga revision. The goal of karma yoga is chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata. Chitta shuddhi means purity of mind. Chitta ekagrata means oneness, focusing ability. Purity and the focusing concentration abilities, these are the 2 wings of our mind. If we are able to develop the strength in these 2 wings, this mind is then ready to fly into a very high level, which we have never ever gone. And that higher level will give us the moksha. So this is what we should be clear, why we are studying these verses, what we should do in our life, as the day unfolds for us, each one of us finds ourselves in a certain situation. It is not that I have determined this situation, but we are in that situation, whatever it may be. So as per the situation in which we are finding ourselves today, what should be my mindset? That is what Lord Krishna is trying to address in these verses. Bhagavad Gita is a study of how to live life. That is the Yoga Shastra part of it. So every chapter you will find Krishna giving us tips of living. And each of these tips are very, very useful when we are faced with questions in life. 41st to 44 described 4 color codes of the mind. Our mind is made up of sattva, rajas, and tamas. That is the basic ingredient by which our mind is made. Our mind is a subtle body made up of subtle elements. And this is the quality, the nature of subtle elements. Sattva stands for knowledge. Rajas stands for activity. Tamas stands for inertia. Inertia means neither activity or knowledge, whatever condition you may call that. So all of us have to have this instrument, the mind, which has got this nature, this constituent. And this is what Lord Krishna described in the 4 verses, and he described the duties of the 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are all names given to the 4 types of mindsets in any part of the society. The combination of sattva, rajas, tamas keeps on changing in these mindsets. Based on the mindset, we get the duty. Each one of us has a duty in life. And this is what we are trying to understand. And these verses, we have finished the 4 verses. Now we are going to get into the 45th verse. The serenity of the mind can be felt by all of us. As we grow in spirituality, you will realize this. The whole study of spiritual science is Atma, Anatma, Viveka. Who am I? Atma. Who I am not is Anatma, which is body, mind, sense complex. But to know this Atma in its true nature, I need to have a pure mind. And this world in which we find ourselves, this world is nothing but it is a karma bhuvi. We have come here to do certain duty, enjoy certain, in this world we find I am a karta, doer of action, and throughout the day I do action and I get my results. The results are determined by not me, but by the Lord. When I do this duty and get the results, If I am able to control my nature towards the direction in which the Lord wants me to go, I will purify the mind. And that will lead me to a higher goal. Okay, so with that, let me now go to the 45th verse. Swe swe karmanyabhiratah samsiddhim labate naraha swakarma nirathah siddhim yatha vindati tatshunu. So here the message is, do duty as per your swbhava and purify your mind. All these verses from 45 to 55, which we will try to cover today, these 10 verses are all in the same direction of how to purify my mind, how to do my actions. After purifying the mind alone, we can gain the knowledge of the self. Then that knowledge which we gain will stay in our mind. Otherwise, the mind is very, very disturbed, and we are not able to get the depth of the knowledge of the Atman. So delighting in our own complex of our own structure of the mind, suppose I find I am very rajasic, I have to do rajasic action. I should not try to sit down in meditation because it will not be possible. Suppose I find that I am able to do meditation, then you should not be rushing all the time towards action. Suppose I'm not able to do both, I'm very tamasic, then you should drive yourself to rajas. That is what is the message. In our day-to-day life, there is body identification, which is called as dehatma buddhi. Therefore, because we are identified with our body and we do not know our real nature as Atma, the swabhava of the body and the mind, they come into play. Now, I am an indweller in this body. I am not the body. I'm using the body to see how I can realize my real nature. This body is not real. That we all understand. Because right from chapter 2 onwards, Lord Krishna says that this body is not you. It is unreal. It'll go away. And he is trying to educate us that there is a higher nature. So we must understand the permanent nature of Atma and the ephemeral transient nature of the body. When I try to understand this, then slowly I get dispassion from the ephemeral activities. I need to travel in the path, spiritual path. Spiritual path means what? I have to walk this path with a proper study of the Bhagavad Gita, of the Upanishads, and of the Brahma Sutras. If I learn that I am the Atma, then I can live and abide in my nature. And then I can say I am Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta is the ultimate state of a jnani. So here, Lord Krishna says, Shruno. Tatshruno. If you see the end, it says Tatshruno. He wants Arjuna to pay attention. Whenever Lord Krishna uses, in many, many occasions, Lord Krishna, when he wants to draw the attention to some important point, he will say Shrunu. So those verses you should be paying attention. Our real state is higher nature, which is the pure consciousness, which we call it as Atma. Our unreal state, unreal means it is appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing. So in our real nature of this consciousness, which is the bigger circle, what is coming is an appearance of mind, intellect, and body as per the three gunas of nature. This is how you should visualize your true nature. I am pure awareness. That is the big circle. In this awareness, I am able to get and experience my mind and body for a certain length of time during the waking state. Again, it goes back to my nature of pure awareness. Again, I get up in the morning, again I start. Because I do not know my nature as pure consciousness, I take this waking state alone as the existing reality. This is what is explained in the Upanishads. In the Bhagavad Gita, a lot of emphasis is based on just giving us the information about Atman. And that information we get a little bit more deeper when we go into Upanishads. Because Bhagavad Gita is based on Upanishads. So Swabhava comes from Vasana. Vasana means our Karana Shariram, causal body. Causal body is something which we cannot see, but that is where we are resting. The Jiva is resting in that body, and in that body there is the Karana Prapancha also, which is the Ishvara's Karana Sharira. So then from there, the Sukshma Shariram evolves and comes out every day. Mind, Sukshma Shariram means the mind with the reflected consciousness. Now, this is what we refer as the Jiva. So, causal body has got ignorance of Atma, which is called as Mula Avidya. I'm giving you a little bit of knowledge about how to purify the mind with the help of the Bhagavad Gita. The purity comes when we know our nature as beyond the causal body. So first we must know what is this causal body. Causal body is a state of ignorance, which is called as Mula Avidya. And all the times we are identified with an upadi. Upadi is a very special technical term. So in the deep sleep, Atma is common to all of us. Ignorance is common to all of us. The Vasanas, we are merged in the Karana Shariram. But those Vasanas of each one of us is different. This is what is the difference in the deep sleep state for all of us. But our experience for deep sleep is the same. I slept well, I knew nothing, is the experience of all of us. But the Vasana of a doctor, lawyer, engineer, politician is different in the causal world, in the causal prapancha. That means if you take all the human beings, each one comes with their own Swabhava. We are going to study the Swabhava in the next 5-6 verses. Now, this Vasana, mind and the reflection of that consciousness is the Jiva. Now, this is the Jiva which is traveling and taking another body. Therefore, we must know what is the structure of this and how we can correct that structure so that we remove the ignorance about our true nature and own our real nature. This Swabhava is called as sattva, rajas, tamas, which is made up of 3 gunas, and they are the factors which govern the vasanas in the mind. So see the way Lord Krishna is trying to explain to us why we should keep doing our duty. In all these 4 or 5 verses, you will find that Krishna again and again says, do your duty, do your duty. This is the central message up to verse number 52, 53. So overall climatic condition of our instrument is decided by nature. It is not me who decides. The climatic condition, sattva, rajas, tamas, is the overall nature of all minds. The likes and dislikes are our nature. Quality of the instrument is different in a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. The Varnas are dependent on the Swabhava. What is my Swabhava? What is my inclination? What are my Vasanas? On that is depending my nature of the mind when it expresses itself. Now, Lord Krishna says, based on those inclinations, you have a duty. That duty, which is based on Swabhava, is called as Swar Dharma. What is the difference between Swdharma and Swabhava? Swabhava is an inclination, a nature of the mind. The Shastras have no control on that. Jiva is responsible for his Swabhava. If I decide that I will become sattvic in nature, I can do that. I can change myself from rajas to sattva. Change my Swabhava. And what is Swdharma? Swdharma is the Shastra prescribes a duty as per your Swabhava. As per one's duty, there is vidhi and nisheda. If you are a Brahmana type of a mind, you have certain duties. We have seen these duties in those verses from 41 to 44. 9 duties were prescribed for Brahmanas, 6 duties for Kshatriya, 4 duties for Vaishyas, 1 duty for Shudra. All different types of mind only. Bhagavan is the cause of all the auspiciousness in this world. If you have enjoyed a happy new year today, who is the cause of this? Bhagavan, the Lord. Our mindset, which we have, decides our peace of mind as well as happiness. So one common goal every day, if you want to have, is keep watching your mind and see at the end of the day if it has been quiet, peaceful. If you make this habit, what will happen is the mind will correct itself. Slowly it will happen, not overnight. Over a period of 1-2 years, you will find a tremendous change coming into your mind. Very, very subtle change which happens. The next verse, very important verse. Yatha pravarti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatham swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Very important verse because this teaches us the Lord's nature. We say God. Now, what is the nature of God? Who is God? This verse, if you understand correctly, you will never miss what is God. See, all of us, we have no control over our three states: waking, dream, and sleep. Absolutely no control. You may say, I put an alarm, I can have control when I get up. That is true, but there is a higher order of reality which decides these three states. How did I get into the body of my mother? I do not know. How did I grow? I do not know. How do I find myself today? I do not know. For all this, there is one universal controller. Yatha pravritti bhutana, from whom the entire evolution of all beings is pervaded. Worshipping him is my duty. And by doing that, what do I attain? Perfection in life. Perfection means purity of mind. Lord Krishna is starts winding up the teaching from this verse onwards. It goes on till the 66th verse. 46 to 66, about 20 verses, 21 verses. Slowly he will start giving us a summary of Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. So these 21 verses from now on is a summary of Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga. So all the three sections you will find in these 21 verses. Here, Saguna Ishvara means Lord with form, is described. Pravritti Bhutana, efficient, Lord is the efficient and material cause. What is the meaning of this? The consciousness is the real nature of the Lord, pure consciousness. Now he is appearing as this Jiva. When you say he is the efficient cause, what it means is the reflection of that pure consciousness is the spark in each one of us. We say we are alive today. That spark is reflected in the prana. In the subtle body, the prana has got that reflection. It keeps that spark alive. I am breathing, therefore that spark is there, and I am alive today. Breathing stops, that spark has left. That's all. The breath is nothing but an expression of that spark of the Lord, which is the pure consciousness. Creation is impelled by Ishvara. He is the Karanam. He is the cause. And how does he become the cause? Because he is the one who generates the karma phala. Now, this aspect of what is this karma, what is this fruit of action, you will understand in depth when your mind is pure. Because all the thought eruptions which we have in our mind every day, they are all nothing but karma phalas. Till yesterday, I didn't think of this. Today is a new year day. I started making plans for the whole of 2022. I wrote down my goals clearly. I want to do this, 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 this. This is the karma phala which is fructifying for me in the year 2022. We all may think that I am doing this, but really speaking, This is the karma phala of Ishvara in this body. Taittiriya Upanishad describes this same meaning, and also the Bhagavad Gita. I will show you which are the verses. So this verse, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti. What does this mean? It means in Taittiriya Upanishad, there are 3 chapters. In the 3rd chapter, the seeker is asked by the guru to go in meditation and then understand in meditation what is the nature of Ishvara. And there, Ishvara is described as from where the human beings are born. Where do they continue to exist? And where do they depart when they leave this body? What a beautiful description of the Lord. And that Lord is called as Brahman. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it's called as Brahman. So this is a concept of Ishvara. As a jiva, I am the small individual mind. This individual mind has got certain likes, dislikes, it has got a certain structure. It comes into this body in the waking state, in the sleep state, it goes back to that nature of Hiranyagarbha. That means there is a total mind. I go and rest with the Lord when I am asleep. Again, I come back. This is the nature of Jiva. If you understand this is the nature of a Jiva, which comes into this body, experiences the world, again it goes into unmanifest condition in the sleep state, again it wakes up, then it is easy for you to understand that the meaning of this verse, that beings are born in the Lord. The Lord is the consciousness principle. Earlier in the last verse, I had given you the diagram where it says consciousness is the big circle. That big circle represents the Lord. So all human beings are manifest and go into unmanifest. They are born, they resolve. They are born, they resolve. That's why Taittiriya Upanishad says that Yatova imani bhutani, that is what it said. And then, in this second verse, which I have kept here, I have referred here, it says that this is what a jiva wants to know. Where do I go when I depart from here? And for that, the guru there says, do tapas. Tapas means sit down and meditation and ask this question, you will get an answer. Tathat padam tat parimari gavyam yasmin gatana nivartante bhuyaha tameva chadyam purusham prapate yata pravirti prasuta purani. This is the 15th chapter, the 4th verse. In the 15th chapter, the Lord Krishna talks about the nature of Ishvara. It is the same. I'm giving you examples of how what is said in this verse of Yata Pravarti Bhutanam, that verse is a meaning, it is explained in so many different ways. So that why I'm giving is because you must understand the nature of these verses, that there is something called as consciousness, which is a higher level. It is not what we are experiencing in the waking state as with the sense organs and the sense objects. There is a higher level, which is this pure level. This is the level I want to learn more about. And this level is where we have to, is a final resting ground for all of us. So this is called as Ishvara. That level is called as Paramarthika Satyam or Ishvara. All experiences are born out of Mula Avidya. Mula Avidya means I don't know my nature, therefore experiences are born, therefore the projections in the mind take place, and therefore there is activity in the world. There are 6 modifications, Asti, Jayate, and all that which you have studied. Now that is all happening in Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is the background. Ishvara exists before the manifestation of the world and after the unmanifestation of the world. Very important point you must note, there is a principle which is called as Ishvara. That Ishvara, the controller, the inner controller of this world. When I say this world, it means your body, my body, the entire body of all of us. We have 3 bodies. Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. Here, when we say controller, you should refer to all the 3 bodies. Kathopanishad also has a very, very similar meaning, a verse which is quoted here. That being, pure being, is intelligence in the intelligent. And it is that intelligence which fulfills the desires of all of us and gives us eternal peace. So life is nothing but it is a principle of consciousness. I cannot exist without that principle, which we call it as the Lord. So throughout our life, remember that there is a higher nature of mind, which is called as God, which is called as pure being. And if I keep remembering that Lord, one day I will be merging with that Lord. That is the progress we all make in our life when we study the Bhagavad Gita. My whole life is governed by him. Governed by him means he is the inner controller. He gives me the happiness. He gives me as per what I have done in my previous birth. So you should not say that Lord is giving me happiness on his own. No, it is based on karma. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayashyati tadaham bhakti upratam ashnami prayatatmanaha. 9th chapter. I'm bringing some of the verses so that you can see the revision of the entire Gita in the 18th chapter. So here in this, Lord said, whoever offers with a leaf or a flower or a fruit. So when you go to a temple, don't worry if you can't offer and take a big basket of fruits and everything. Doesn't matter. You have a pure mind. Go to the Lord and say, I am visiting you to know my real nature. Please let me purify my mind so that I can see you in my heart. That is what is called as pure bhakti. You don't ask the Lord, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. This is what we learn when we come to the Bhagavad Gita. We worship that Lord through vairagyam from actions. We can attain that Lord in our own hearts. Shreyan Swdharmo Vigunaha Paradharsmasu Nirtishtitat Swabhavaniyatam Karma Kurvannapnoti Kilbisham. Like I said before, all these verses are teaching us, keep doing your duty, purify your mind. So here, the Lord is giving another twist to us. He says, don't try to do others' duty. Even if you can perform others' duty, but don't forget, you have to do your own duty, which is ordained by your nature. Otherwise, you will incur sin. as per your temperament, mindset, you do your duty. Arjuna Kshatriya was a Kshatriya. He must fight and not go to the Himalayas and retire. That is what Lord Krishna was trying to correct him. In the second chapter, Arjuna said that why do you want me to fight with my own guru, Bhishma and Drona, and who are fit for worship? Again and again, Lord Krishna said, fight, go and fight, go and fight the battle, because that is your duty, that is your Swbhava. That is what Lord Krishna is explaining us in this verse. Now, your actions depend on your mind. Our mind throws out certain thoughts every day. I must do this, I must do that. So whatever the mind says, that is your Swbhava. Mind depends on Swbhava, which is inclinations or vasanas. Therefore, I become a karta, a doer of action. I have an ego, I, in this body. If this ego was not there, if it is substituted by Sakshi, then I am free. As long as I have an ego, I am doing this, I am doing this, I am doing this, I have to do this duty, keep continuing the duty. The karanam, the instrument, is the mind with the three gunas and the vasanas. And with this, what do? We perform action. We have seen this earlier also. Because of problems in my performance of duty, I should not give up my duty. The likes and dislikes are raga and dvesha. They are always coming in as an obstacle. Whenever I want to do my duty, my own mind will say, this I should do it, I should not do it, because this is not as per my liking. This is where we have to grow. So, we need to conquer our nature of mind by doing our duty. We have seen this before. Giving up duty due to problems is called as rajasic tyaga, wrong. It is called as renunciation, wrong renunciation. Giving up duty due to misunderstanding is tamasic, again a wrong action. So in spite of difficulties facing life, is God's will, I do my duty, that is sattvic tyaga. Duty absolves you of sins. Swbhava is the nature which comes for as per our mindset. The Shastra comes in between, and then it gives me the duties. If not for Bhagavan, if not for the Lord who controls this whole universe, this ego I will not be there at all. So where is one comfortable? You will find that a fish is comfortable in water. A bird is comfortable in the air. An animal walks on the land. Each one is comfortable in its own field. We are all comfortable in our field of action. Breathing happens to us, actions happen automatically. Arjuna wanted to go to the Himalayas as per his likes, but then Arjuna was told, do your Swdharma as per your Swbhava. So these verses are teaching us to go as per what our mind set is and do our duty. Again and again, the duty part is the common aspect which Lord Krishna is saying. That means never we should try to say that I want to drop everything and go and study. No, that's not to be done. You have to do your duty, be a grahastha, continue being a grahastha, and then keep studying. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamati na tyajet sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena griva prutaha. So again, the same topic. Don't abandon your duty because you are born to do your duty. All karmas are tainted with some fault, sadosham. That means a karma has got a defect. And what is the defect? It will give you a result. That is the defect. But still you can't avoid it. You cannot say that I do not want to do my duty, I don't want to do any action, because the nature will not allow you. It's a part and parcel of your existence in life. It is our Swdharma alone. By doing our duty, it takes us forward in our spiritual path. So hence, never give up actions. Nahi kaschit shanamapi jatu tishtatsya karma krite karyate hyavashak karma sarva prakriti jai gunaihi. Third chapter itself, Lord Krishna said, never, even for a moment, don't remain without performing action. We are all helplessly, even in the 66th verse, Lord Krishna in this chapter, he will say, keep doing your duty. We are all helpless individuals in this world. We are born because we have karma, phalams to be enjoyed in this world. I'm impelled into action somehow or other. Conquering the mind is what is our goal by doing our duty correctly. It is a cosmic order for us to evolve our mind. Arurukshor munir yogam karma karanam uchyate yogarudasya tasya iva shamatkaranam uchyate. 6th chapter. The Lord says that for a Muni who is entering into yoga, who is not yet conquered his mind, for him, action is the right prescription. For a one who is already tuned to yoga, that means you have already got the grip on the horse which you are riding, the mind which you are riding. For him, meditation is prescribed. That is what he said in the 6th chapter, Upasana chapter. So actions make us turn within our mind, inside our mind. So continue action, continue duty. Asakta buddhim sarvatra jitatma vigata sprihaha naishkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasenadikachati. What happens if I do my duty all the time? What will happen to my mind? That is what is being said here. By this process, a person evolves in karma yoga. He performs the duty as an offering to the Lord who has given him this body and accept the results as prasada. Whatever discomfort which we get, we continue it, accepting as a sadhana. This is our evolution of the mind. So here in this verse, the Lord says, even if you have problems while doing your duty, continue and you will attain the supreme state of freedom from action, which is called as Naishkarmyam. Shankaracharya's disciple, called as Sureshwaracharya, has written a very nice book, an advanced text in Vedanta called as Naishkarmya Siddhi. Naishkarmya Siddhi means know Atma as Naishkarmyam. know your nature, real nature, as one without any action. How do I do that? Only by performing actions in the beginning stage, I will reach that final stage. It's a very advanced text of Sureshwaracharya, was a brilliant scholar, and he explains what is that particular state in that book. So we need to conquer a mind, do what is right. Difficulty, I have explained this already. So in this verse, the state of the mind, Sakta Buddhi and Asakta Buddhi is discussed. What is Sakta Buddhi? Sakta Buddhi is before the study of Gita, I miss the world. That means I am having an immature mind. After the study, what happens? My mind matures. I do not miss the mind because I am abiding in Atman. We continue to do everything without an attachment. And that is what is called as purity of mind. When I become the driver of my own mind, of my own car, because this mind is a car, it's like an instrument, then I am fit student for getting the Atman Jnana. See, slowly Lord Krishna is trying to tell us, purify your mind, do your duty, take it as your prasada, do karma yoga. Then the next step will be, he will teach us how to do upasana. Then he will tell us jnana yoga. Mrityunjaya mantra is a very famous mantra. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Prishtivardhanam Urvarukam Eva Bandhanat Mrityor Muksho Shya Mamrutar. It's a very beautiful mantra which we chant. It has got a very deep meaning. And what is that meaning? My mind should become like a cucumber. It should fall off from the stalk automatically when it is mature. The mangoes are blown off by the wind of prarabdha. That means if my mind is like that mango tree, then it will be blown here and there. But once it matures, it will get released from the effect of prarabdha karma. So realizing this Atma, which is ever free from all the upadhis, is the Paramarthika Satyam. Paramarthika Satyam means it is a higher level. All of us can realize this. All of us. We just have to go as per what Lord Krishna is telling us, step by step. By following these instructions slowly, we don't have to rush. Just let it trickle, let the knowledge trickle in your mind. Let me control my mind. Let me try to do some japa. Let me try to, you see, these verses, they inspire us to live a good life by controlling our sense organs and controlling the mind. And what here he says is, actions alone take you to actionless. How? By this verse, in the 13th verse of this chapter, we have seen Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame. That Naishkarmya is, why is it Naishkarmya? Our nature is Naishkarmya. Our nature is, our higher state is without any action. From this level, it is difficult for us to understand. It's like being in dream. You want to know what that waker is. Without waking up, if you are in the dream, you will never be able to do it. So you have to wake up. Once you wake up, you will understand. So once you have woken up to this higher level, here Lord is telling us there is a higher level. He's inspiring us to lead a good life here today so that we can realize that higher level. That is what is the meaning of this verse. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tatapnoti nibodhame samasenaiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya ya para. How does one reach this supreme state of knowledge? Pure knowledge, pure being. Now he says, Lord Krishna says, I will tell you, Kaunteya, O Arjuna, how to reach the highest level. You see, in the last 4 or 5 verses from 45 onwards till 49, Lord Krishna kept on saying, do karma yoga, do karma yoga. Why? Because you have to purify the mind. Now, after saying that, after teaching that, now he is saying, now what is the next step? Now he says, I will tell you there is a higher state. I will tell you there's a higher state. He's creating that excitement in Arjuna. The purity of mind comes through karma yoga, the basic qualification for jnana. Then you reach the highest realization of Brahman or Atma, the supreme state of freedom from action. It is our own nature. Today we think I am born to act, but there is another nature which will tell me I am born to know I am Atma. That is the transformation which happens through the study of Bhagavad Gita. Once you have purified the mind, you're ready for lifetime practice of Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. And what do I get out of that Shravanam or Mananam? Shravanam means listening to the scriptures. Mananam means reflecting on the scriptures. Nididhyasanam means removing my wrong notions that I am the body, I am the mind. These are the two fundamental notions we all have. These notions are born because we are ignorant about that higher state. Now, Lord Krishna tells us how to gain that knowledge of Atma. Buddhya vishuddhaya yukta dhritya manam niyamya cha shabdadin Vishayans tattva ragadvesho vyudasya cha. See how he is now telling us, endowed with a pure intellect. So what is the first quality of qualification? Pure intellect. Controlling the self by firmness. Which comes because of Shravana. And then withdrawing, abandoning all the objects of the sense organs. This is a process which he is now explaining to Arjuna. How to reach that higher level? We need to merge with Atman. Merge with Atman means merge with our own higher nature. It is not somewhere outside in the clouds and all that. Yeah, it is my own nature which is beyond this intellect. This is what is explained in the 3 verses 51, 52, 53. And what is the experience of having merged? That is said in 54th verse, which is called as Sakshatkara Aparoksha Anubhuti, which means knowing my real nature. So the path is mentioned in the next 3 verses. The spiritual path is purity of mind, Shravanam, Mananam, and then merging with that higher nature, which is called as Brahman. So, in the beginning of the chapter, right in the beginning, I had told you there are 2 sannyasa ashramas. Vidvat sannyasa, Vividisha sannyasa. So Vividisha sannyasa means mokshumicha. I need to study and to get the knowledge of Atma. Vidvat sannyasa means I have already studied, I want to remain abiding in that Atma. And so with the desire to study and to know this Atma, what is the knowledge which is gained? The ultimate knowledge is Aham Brahma Asmi. Myself is one with the supreme reality. This self is called as Atma. Pure nature of mind is not this body, it is not this mind, it is a higher state which is called as self or Atma. Pure being. This body in mind is mixed with rajas and tamas. But there is a higher nature which is not Prakriti, but it is called as Purusha. I am that ultimate reality. And how do I reach that stage? By Dhyanam. Dhyanam takes away the habitual tendency of Dehatma Buddhi. So in spite of the knowledge of Atma, one by habit has got an identification with the body as me. And that is removed in Nididhyasanam. The three processes, what do they do? What is the function of those three processes? Number one, Shravanam. What does it do? It removes the ignorance. It gives me the knowledge of Atma. Mananam. When I listen that I am not the body, the mind will throw doubts. Why does the scripture say I am not the body, I am not the mind? Because with the help of mind only I am doing all my actions. How do you clear this doubt? By self-reflection. In your own mind, when you think of this truth, the mind will throw these questions. And the answers to those questions will make the mind purer. And the last step, as I explained to you, is habitual tendencies will still be there. I will keep, by habit, I come back. I again live a bodily life, but slowly that will also go away. So in the seat of meditation, what I had to remember is Aham Brahma Asmi. My nature is pure being, non-dual by nature. Non-dual means this whole world is existing in this consciousness, is born out of this consciousness, existing and then resolves into consciousness. Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha means the same thought runs continuously. What is the thought? Aham Brahma Asmi. I am that pure being. I am Satchit Ananda. Now this is called as Dhyanam. This is what is called as meditation. Finally, what will happen? I will drop the thought also and abide in the consciousness, which is the reality. This process of remaining in that reality is called as Samadhi. It is a natural process which happens in the third stage, which is the Dhyana. And when that happens, you are gliding into a new dimension which you have never traveled before. Your mind has never entered that field of knowledge, pure existence, pure consciousness. Never entered. Now you enter it because of this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. And the process, so beautifully our scriptures describe our real nature and also a process by which we can attain that nature. Here and now, Dhyanam is not allowing any sense perception to come inside and ripple into thoughts. This requires a tremendous control of the mind, but it's possible. In the mind, two types of obstacles can come. One from the external world of perceptions. The second is our own internal disturbances of imaginations. That also becomes a ramification. That also stops when I continue the process of upasana. Here, in this verse, the 52nd verse, Lord Krishna is summarizing the 6th chapter, which is the Upasana chapter, the chapter of meditation. Again, he tells us, sit in a calm place. If you remember the 6th chapter, you'll remember this verse very well. Vivikta sevi lagvashi yatva bhakasya manasaha dhyane yoga paro nityam vairagyam samaprashitaha. What does it say? Sit in a quiet place. Sit erect, mind subdued, and engaged in the meditation of Aham Brahmasmi. Taking refuge in dispassion. Dispassion means withdraw from the senses and mind. That's all. Meditation is a process by which we learn how to withdraw from the sense organs, of not going into the external world, and the sense and the mind not getting into imaginations. These are the two twin processes which are achieved in upasana. And in order to do that, you just remember that he had given us some certain rules, regulations. You have to eat moderately, keep the speech, body, mind in control, dedicate our life to meditation and absorption, dispassion. Otherwise, what will happen? The likes and dislikes will keep coming and disturbing us. We want nothing but that pure state. That is the goal of meditation. So this verse talks about upasana yoga. See, the previous verse talked about jnana yoga, karma yoga. Upasana yoga is coming here. Now the next verse will tell us what are the obstacles for meditation. Aham karam balam darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimuccha nirmama shanto dhamma bhuyaya kalpate. So who is the one who is fit for meditation? The one who has dropped his ahamkara. The sense that I am a great meditator, that itself is ahamkara. What we need to do is our mental obstinacy, which is the balam. The strength of the mind is this obstinate nature. And darpa means what? Pride in the knowledge. So the obstacles can be at the level of intellect or in the level of the mind. In the level of intellect, it is the ahamkara, balam and darpam. That is the first part of this verse. The second part of this verse is the obstacles in the mind, which comes in the form of desires, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are all emotions which come and disturb us. They are the impurities, kashaya. Parigraha. Parigraha means all, parigraham vimuchya. Vimuchya means give up all the objects and keep it outside, because they are obstacles for what? For me to realize my nature. Nirmamaha, I don't have a sense of I and mine. Why? Because everything belongs to the Lord. The whole universe, we have learned in chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita and the 9 of Bhagavad Gita, which says the Lord is the entire holder of this universe. It is his universe. So I give up the body-mind identification to that Lord. I say, oh Lord, take this body. Now you can do what you want. I want to realize my higher nature, which is one with you. After removing these obstacles, one mind is at peace. In that peaceful mind, what is the knowledge we have to bring in? Aham Brahma Asmi Jnana. One obtains a full devotion to the higher nature of unbroken bhakti. Lord Krishna calls this bhakti as the highest form of bhakti. If you want to be one with your nature, that is the bhakti, that is the devotion, that is the highest form of devotion you can ever experience in your life. I want to be with my higher nature, which is peace, which is happiness, which is pure existence, pure consciousness. I will take this as the last verse for today. What is the benefit of dhyana? Because I want to finish this, it comes together along with upasana. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. What is the benefit of this knowing my real nature, the higher nature? The benefit is I do not have any grief. I do not have any desires in life. I am totally fulfilled. No expectations from anybody. We all suffer because we expect something from my children, something from my wife, something from my boss, something from my guru, something from my friends. Our life is full of expectations. Therefore, we suffer samsara. If I don't get it, I keep on thinking, I didn't get this, I didn't get this, I didn't get this. What here Lord Krishna says is, drop that expectation. Because now you are attached to the higher. It is the devotion towards the self, which is me, the Lord Krishna says. Brahma Bhutaha. One who has got a crystal clear clarity of Aham Brahmasmi. And how does this come? Because of the karma yoga, because of the purity of mind which he has got, by following certain duties in life, by following upasana yoga. What is the final benefit? A new dimension of reality dawns on him. And this is the knowledge from the guru. After this is given, the knowledge from guru is the first stage. Clarity of doubt clearance is the second stage. Abiding in that dhyanam is the third stage. And all thoughts, they end. That is the last fourth stage. Once these four stages are reached, what does one experience? One experiences prasanna atma, shanti, calm, quiet, no hankering for some vastu in the world. I don't want this and that, this and that. I want only peace of mind. Many people who come to the Bhagavad Gita towards the end of the Gita study, they understand the importance of this need for the peace of mind. Because they have realized it is my own mind which is harming me, which is troubling me. My own thoughts which is erupting in me because of wrong expectations from the world. I become balanced, equipoised with all beings and objects in the creation. I gain a greater intense devotion towards the Lord because of this knowledge. Vivek Chudamani is a beautiful text which gives us the discrimination between Atma and Anatma in over 500 verses. 550 verses are there. There it says, what are the conditions for liberation? And it says bhakti is a supreme condition. And that bhakti is what Lord Krishna is talking here also. He's saying that bhakti towards what? Towards my own real nature. Continuous, non-broken remembrance of our own nature gives me the peace of mind. We apply the intellectual knowledge by practice, which is called as abhyasa. And this gets converted as Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti means I am free from samsara. Samsara means thoughts in my own mind which are disturbing me because I have attachment to the world. And once I have this self-knowledge, that continuous abidance in that knowledge is the highest form of bhakti. Okay, so with this, we will stop today. We'll start next week with verse number 55, and where we will study the 3 states of samadhi. And then later on, Lord will talk about how in the pinnacle of 18th chapter is the 66th verse of this chapter. So another 10, 11 verses are there, where in the 66th verse, Lord says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, all the dharmas of the body and the mind, surrender to this higher nature. That is the single most important lesson of the Bhagavad Gita. 66th verse, very, very beautiful verse. But anyway, you have another 10, 11 verses to go for that. With that, I will stop here. And if you have any questions on what we have studied today, you can put them in the chat box. I'll try to answer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, now Shanmugam has unmuted everybody. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. Yeah, Jackie. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Shekhar, maybe I can ask first, okay?
Yeah.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you.
What happened is, when I was listening to you, there is this action. Action is equal to activities, and we are not able to action and duty. Duty, whatever duty is we have to do, that is action.
Yes.
And with that, of course, I'm talking about if, let's say there is something that we need to do, there is obstacle, we persevere, we never give up, okay? We keep on doing it. That's what is in the state of tamas to rajas to sattvic, right?
Yes.
So by listening, because I have the blessing of listening to you, therefore, for the things that happen, I will keep. Now I understand why people say never give up, okay? Because yes, in Gita itself, it also says never give up.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that, you know, you have to do it, and that is your duty.
Yes.
So my question is the duty itself. If I am a good guy, okay, I will keep on doing the good duty, okay, a duty. But let's say, for example, for discussion purposes, I am a bad guy, and I'm a bad guy, and that is a duty. And so what is that is a contradiction. So how do we do it?
Okay. See, bad guy or a bad girl, it means I'm not doing my duty.
Oh no, I'm saying that let's say they go and steal, they go and whatever,
Yeah,
but
then you're not doing your duty. You see, you're not doing your duty of living properly. You're going against your duty of living properly. You're going and stealing somebody else's. That is not duty. It is not, it is adharma. Adharma means it is something wrong you're doing. So first you have to stop doing all wrong actions.
Yeah.
That is your duty. Your first duty is what? Stop doing all wrong actions.
but then Arjuna, you know, oh okay, this is Arjuna, you know, he said, I don't want to fight because I have to go to the Himalaya to have a peace of mind.
Yes, but that is what he wanted. But the Lord Krishna told him that is not your duty. Your duty is to fight.
Is it not a bad guy that he fight his uncle or whatever?
No, no. You see, that is where you have to draw a line and say when it comes to dharma, dharma means what? You follow whatever you are supposed to do as a duty. Suppose that is where you have to understand dharma. Dharma means good and wrong, right and wrong. See, each one of us, we are in a particular situation.
Yes.
Now, in our situation, we see something happening right in front of us. Suppose you see somebody going and stealing something from somebody else's car.
Yep.
And then I keep looking at it, and then I don't call people and say this fellow is stealing. I just watch it and then go away. That is not dharma. That is against dharma. If you see a dharma being committed, your duty at that point of time is to go and help. Suppose somebody has fallen down and he needs some help, and you just walk away and just keep walking away. That is not your dharma. So the dharma of Arjuna was, he was a Kshatriya. For example, the Singapore Armed Forces. You see, Singapore Armed Forces, a person for 25 years, suppose he has learned to use ammunition for rifle, how to fly, all that. And suppose, for some example, somebody invades Singapore and then he says, okay, no, I'm not going to fight because I've got something else to take care of, or I'm too lazy to fight at that time. So what is the duty of that person who has devoted 14-20 years of his study, of his life towards national service? His duty first is to go and fight.
Okay.
That is what Lord Krishna was teaching Arjuna. I say, come on, Arjuna, you have all your life you spent in understanding how to lead and be a good king. And suddenly you're telling me when the enemies have come and they've taken all your kingdoms, and now you're still, all your kingdom is gone, all your people are suffering. And now you're saying, no, I'm not going to fight just because these two people are there in front. But they are wrong in their attitude. You see, why Lord Krishna says fight is because in spite of they being his guru, but today they are in the wrong side. Because they are on the wrong side, he said, go and fight.
Oh, okay.
They are on the wrong side. So because they are on the wrong side, go and fight. Doesn't matter who is in front. But you must, for example, if you are a teacher in the school and if your son is making some mistakes and you don't correct him, you are at fault.
Yeah.
You have to, whether your son has made a mistake, you have to take him to task and correct him. This is where our own likes and dislikes, this is the same. You see, my own son is there, how can I punish him? That should not, that is a like of a person. The likes and dislikes should not come on the way of right and wrong, dharma, adharma.
Okay.
So now you're clear?
Yeah, because I'm like, I crack my head. Okay, Dharma. Okay. So okay, another question. Be patient with me. So the other portion is never give up. That's the duty, and also sattvic, rajas, and tamas. And tamas is the lowest level point, and rajas. So rajastic. So in that aspect, so we are saying that if it is your duty, you perseverance to do what you have to do.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. Work with full perseverance. Keep on doing your duty. That is the central message of the Bhagavad Gita. In the morning, when you get up, you say, I will do my duty. I will not go as per my likes and dislikes. My likes and dislikes will tell me go and eat, go and have a nice meal outside. And my duty is what? To teach my son at home.
Or to work.
Yes. You know, or to work, you know, I drop my going to work and say, I'll go and sit in the beach. So that is what Lord Krishna says, don't do that. Do your duty, do your duty, do your duty. And by doing that, you will be purifying your mind. And
Yeah.
purifying the mind will help you to go higher in understanding your nature.
Yeah, because I equate duty to action also.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I get much clearer. Appreciate. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, anybody else has any other questions? Mariam is asking questions. When we quit a duty, and now we are in another situation in our duty, this duty or the earlier. What do you mean by that? Mariam, can you explain to me?
Hi. I mean, for example, and excuse me, I have not speak English for many years. Yet now I've forgotten. But I mean, when someone quits his or her duty,
Yeah.
due to all these rajasic or the tamasic
Nature, yeah.
natures of mind, yeah. And now is she or he, I mean I, in is in another situation, is in another duty. That is this same duty. I mean, when for example, one is in another. For example, I can talk about my example. I was in my country. I have to do some duty, and then because of the situations, I have immigrated, and here I have seen this real. I saw that it was like seeing all this Gita teachings really with my flesh and body, and I have seen all this. But yet now I am in also in my my job, but here is my duty to do this job here, or go back to my country and do that for my people that I know that
Okay, now I get it. Okay.
Mission.
Yes, I get your point, Mariam. Okay, the answer to the question is, wherever you find yourself, that is the place of your duty. Today you are here in any country, I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, in front of you, there is a situation. You don't think about your duty back in another country, in another place, another time, forget about it. Now you say, this is my life. The Lord has put me in this body, in this situation, in this event today. I must do whatever is there in front of me today.
Yeah.
Whatever is the duty today, you attend to it. And whatever duty comes to you tomorrow, you may go back to your country and then again you may start living there, and at that time that becomes your duty. See, today, for example, I have come from India, I have come to Singapore, so I think about whatever I have to do here. Okay, if there is a duty back in India and I have to go back, yes, I will still go back. If it is a calling from there and I have to attend to my mother or my father or my sister, then I have to go back. So don't worry about where you are. Whatever is the pressure of duty at any point of time, you take it day to day. Every day is a new day. Today I'm here. I have to go to the office. I have to do my duty in the office. I have to serve my people here right now. I follow that. Let your mind not think about all things which you are supposed to do back home, and that will be an obstacle for doing your duty here now. So yeah, I hope I'm clear. But of course, you should never, especially when it comes to doing duty for your own family. Even, for example, suppose you're earning money here and sending money to your family, that itself is a great benefit. You see, so each one's circumstances are different.
Actually, I mean the duty to people, to serve people, to they that are in that need you. I mean, it was a situation I felt myself very. I felt very good in doing my duty, but I had let all these news and some on my mind to
Okay, see, like I said, that there are certain situations which also bring us to a new environment.
Yes,
Okay.
but yes, I think that this immigration had led me to these free internet, free teachings. I have seen many Vedantic and many satsangs of great masters and gurus, and that there I had not enough opportunity to see and to pursue these teachings. That is when Papaji had once said that this that then God or karma brings you in a situation that you can merge yourself in these teachings and but this is also the mind that some yet now or another time comes to me and says that you should go back, or you have missed your duty there.
Okay, I understand. I understand your mindset now. See, this is a question which comes to many of us when we are studying the Bhagavad Gita or the scriptures. So, what happens is this question will come, and we will think that maybe I should do something else instead of studying the scriptures. You know, that's what is your question.
Not what is not studying. This is the best thing that happens to me. I have had Gita when I was before. It was 20 years ago. I take my hand in the library in the library, town library, city library, and it came. Bhagavad Gita, and
Okay.
I understood that then. I didn't understood that then, but sometime later Upanishads, but I didn't understand that then. Yet now with this with all these great frustrations that come from this immigration, I can understand these teachings good, and I think it is nothing can happen without God's will, and I know that, but somehow somehow mind. I see that it is the mind's movement that says you had done, you didn't have done your duty, and but when you see, when you tell that, and other teachers have I learned that they say, your duty is now and here, and you should do that.
Yes.
But when I am fit enough, and maybe God gives me another time an opportunity to do.
Good. I think your understanding is right, Mariam. So your conclusion is right. So go as per your conviction and follow your duty. Like I said, just think that today is my karma is here. I will work, I will think about my duty in another country and another time, but whatever I have to do right now, I follow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else has a question?
Shikhaji,
Bolo boy.
I got two questions.
Bolo.
One, you say do your duty, right?
Correct.
So, is seva a duty also?
Yes, seva is a very big part of duty. You see, seva means duty towards a society. So if I feel that today I have to do seva, go ahead and do it. That is your duty. Don't stop. Immediately go and do seva. I know many people in Singapore or India who just do seva. Seva means they just go and give their time for the society. That is what your Swbhava is. That is where the Lord Krishna is trying to tell you, your Swbhava is to do the seva. Your inclination, So are you clear?
So, seva is more important than the duty, or duty important than...
No, seva itself is your duty. That's what I'm saying. Consider the seva, the service which you are doing, as a duty which you are supposed to do today. Consider that is your duty, that's all. Because your mind is telling you, go and do that seva. Don't stop doing seva, because that is your duty today. That is your Swdharma. It is coming from your inside. I have to do this seva. It is your Swbhava.
Second one is, Shikhaji, that, is it good karma that somebody is born a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, whatever?
Yes.
Or is it their linkage? Sometimes they have the linkage because father is a doctor, so the son becomes doctor.
No. You see, there is no clear answer for this. You see, it could be both. It could be either because their father is a doctor, therefore the son is a doctor, his son will be a doctor. It could be possible. Suppose your father is a lawyer, you will also become a lawyer. It comes by because you are in a traditional family. That's all.
But it's not due to a good karma or something like that.
No. Good karma. You may be a lawyer, but you may be suffering lawyer also. It may be bad karma also. So that is a separate. That is because of punya papam. You see. You may be a doctor because you are born in that family of doctors. But what, as a doctor, are you enjoying your life? Are you feeling happy, peaceful in life? There are some doctors who are miserable in life. They feel, why did I take this medicine? And sometimes they leave the medicine and say, I want to become something else, So that punya papam has got nothing to do with your tradition of becoming a doctor or a lawyer. Punya papam is coming from our previous birth. As a lawyer, you may be suffering. As a lawyer, you may be enjoying. As a teacher, you may be suffering. As a teacher, you may be enjoying. As a housewife, you may be suffering. As a housewife, you may be enjoying. That is the result of punya papam. It's got nothing to do with why you became a doctor or other thing. They are all different situations.
So to be born as a Brahmana, is it a good karma or for your past
See,
karma?
that is what I said. See, always remember, Brahmana is not a jati, it is not a caste, it is the nature of the mind. You see, unfortunately in India, we have said that you are born in a Brahmana family, you will remain as a Brahmana, but as today a Brahmana doesn't mean that because you are born in a particular family doesn't mean you are a Brahmana. You can be a Shudra in a Brahmana family also. If that depends on your mindset. So that is what Lord Krishna is saying. You identify your mind. How clean is your mind? How purified is your mind? Based on that, you keep working every day of your life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I think Mariam have the same question.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else has a question?
Shikharji, I think Babubai's question is based on material aspects. I think he is looking at it like, as a teacher, I am getting X dollars, whereas as a doctor, I can get 10 times of X. So is it a punya? But it can be, the more money you get, it can be a papam also, because it drives you crazy what to do with the money.
That's correct, yeah.
And you are flush with money and do all the bad things. Right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you can answer in that fashion also, yes.
A person with no money may be far better and he is having a good life than a doctor. So I think it is just a contextual.
Yes.
Looking at it in dollar terms, I think it will land us in a big trouble.
Correct. You can answer, you can look at it from your point. That's also another viewpoint. Yes.
Thanks.
Can a Brahmana mind become another mindset in another life? Yes, definitely you can become another mindset because you are developed. That is the evolution. See, from one aspect of your mind, from a tamasic mind, you can become rajasic mind. From a rajasic mind, you can become sattvic mind. The whole teaching of the spiritual study is for purification of your mind. The more you study and learn your real nature, your mind will develop and it will transform. There is no doubt about it. This study of the Bhagavad Gita or the Upanishads will 100% result in purification of the mind. Any mind, whether you are from Africa, from Japan, from China, from India, from America, Spain. So many people have learned the Bhagavad Gita. The human mind is the same. It is the same mixture of sattva, rajas, and tamas. Our birth has got nothing to do. And another life means what? Yes, that is, you see, we are going to study this aspect of what we believe in the 66th verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Do I believe that I am purely a body? Do I believe I am not the body, but I have a soul or the mind which will keep on traveling from birth to birth? That is another mindset. One mindset is I'm only the body, which is called as dehatma buddhi, identified only as the body. So your question is, will it change? Because you believe there is another life, definitely for you, the mind will change. It can change, and for you, the answer is yes. Okay, I will stop here. It's wish you again a very, very happy 2022 to all of you. And let's continue the study and let's all try to improve. And with this blessings of the Lord, I'm sure each one of us will grow in spirituality. This is our primary goal of life. Whether we get money, whether we don't get money, whether we have the primary goal is I must purify my mind and I must go towards the higher direction which Lord Krishna is presenting us in this beautiful Bhagavad Gita. Thank you and good night.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Akshay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mariam.